Céad Míle Fáilte. Welcome to the Treasure Tales of Ireland, a place where you can come and listen to the many myths, legends, folktales, and fairy tales of the Emerald Isle as a way to keep the stories of old alive. My name is MyLinda Butterworth, and I will be your teller of tales. I hope you will join me each week for new tales, and if you enjoy my work, then like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss an episode. And check out all my other playlists for more tales. Before we start, you should note that if you are using the closed caption feature of this video, many Irish names don't sound the way they look, and we have made every attempt to say them properly. Now, let's get started. Today we begin with the stories of the ever-living living ones, part 2 of 15, the Dagda, episode 10. It was at Boinne the Dagda, the red man of all knowledge, had his house, and the most notable things in it were the hall of Morrigu, and the bed of Dagda, and the birthplace of Kermit Honeymouth, and the prison of the grey Macha, that was Cuchulain's horse afterwards. And there was a little hill by the house that was called the Comb of the Casket of Dagda's wife, and another that was called the Hill of Dobella, that was the little hound belonging to Boinne, and the Valley of Mata was there, the sea turtle that could suck down a man in armor. And it is likely that Dagda put up his cooking oven there, and that Drimna, son of Luhard, made of him at tea hour. And it is the way it was. The axle, the wheel were of wood, and the body was iron. And there were twice 9 wheels in its axle, that it might turn the faster. And it was as quick as the quickness of a steam in turning, and there were 3 times 9 spits from it, and 3 times 9 pots. And it is used to lie down with the cinders, and to rise to the height of a roof with the flame. Dagda himself made a great vat one time for Ainge, his daughter, but she was not well satisfied with it, for it would not stop from dripping while the sea was in flood, though it would not lose a drop during the ebb tide. And she gathered a bundle of twigs to make a new vat for herself. But Gavel, son of Nuada of the Silver Hand, stole it from her and hurled it away. And in the place where it fell, a beautiful wood grew up, and it was called Gavel's Wood. And the Dagda had his household at Brugh, and his steward was Dihu, and Linfiaclach was the smith of the Brugh. It was he that lived in the lake, making the bright vessels of Fan, daughter of Flidash. And every evening when he left off work, he would make a cast of the anvil eastward to Injoni-Jisha, the anvil of the Jisha, as far as the grave end. 3 showers it used to cast, a shower of fire, a shower of water, and a shower of precious stones of pure purple. But Turva, father of Gwivnu the smith, used to throw better again. He would make a cast of his axe from Tula Nabella, the hill of the axe, in the face of the flood tide, and he would put his order on the sea, and it would not come over the axe. And Corann was the best of the harpers of the household. He was harper to Dagda's son, Dich, and one time he called with his harp to Caer, one of the swine of Debrann, and it ran northward with all the strength of its leg, and the champions of Connacht were following after it with all their strength of running, and their hounds with them, till they got as far as Keshkarian, and they gave it up there, all except Neil, that went on the track of the swine till he found it in the oak wood of Tarva. And there it made a way over the plain of Ai and through a lake, and Neil and his hound were drowned in following it through the lake. And the Dagda gave Corann a great tract of land for doing his harping so well. But however great a house that Dagda had, Angus got it away from him in the end through the help of Manannán, son of Lir. For Manannán bade him to ask his father for it for the length of a day and a night, and that he by his art would take away his power of refusing. So Angus asked for the Brugh, and his father gave it to him for a day and a night. But when he asked it back again, it is what Angus said, that it had been given to him forever, for the whole of life and time is made up of a day and a night, one following after the other. So, when the Dagda heard that he went away, and his people and his household went with him, for Manannán had put an enchantment on them all. But Dich, the steward, was away at the time, and his wife and his son, for they were gone out to get provisions for a feast for Manannán and his friends. And when he came back and knew his master was gone, he took service with Angus. And Angus stopped in Boinne, and some say he is there to this day, with the hidden walls about him, drinking Gwivnew's ale and eating the pigs that never fail. And as to the Dagda, he took no revenge, though he had the name of being revengeful and quick in his temper. Some say it was at tea hour he made his dwelling place after that, but wherever it was, a great misfortune came on him. It chanced one time Corann, a great man of Connacht, came to visit him, and his wife along with him. And while they were there, Corann got it in his mind that there was something that was not right going on between his wife and one of the sons of the Dagda. And great jealousy and anger came on him, and he struck at the young man and killed him before his father's face. Everyone thought the Dagda would take Coragann's life then and there in revenge for his son's life. But he would not do that. For he said, if my son was guilty, there was no blame to be put on Corann for doing what he did. So he spared his life for that time. But if he did, Corann did not gain much by it. For the punishment he put on him was to take the dead body of the young man on his back, and never to lay it down till he would find a stone that would be its very fit in length and in breadth, and that would make a gravestone for him, and when he had found that, he could bury him in the nearest hill. So Corann had no choice but to go, and he set out with his load. But he had had a long way to travel before he could find a stone that would fit, and it is where he found one at last on the shore of Loch Feighal. And so then he left the body up on the nearest hill, and he went down and he raised the stone, and he brought it up, and he dug a grave, and he buried the Dagda's son. And it is many an acon he gave when he was putting the stone over him. And when he had that done, he was spent, and he dropped dead there and then. And the Dagda brought his two builders, Garvon and Emil, to the place, and he bade them build a raw there round the grave. It was Garvon cut the stones and shaped them, and Emil set them all around the house till the work was finished. Then he closed the top of the house with a slab, and the place was called the Hill of Aliach, and that is the hill of sighs and of a stone. For it was tears of blood the Dagda shed on account of the death of his son. And here is where I end my tale for today. But I'll be back with more tales, many more tales. Until then, my friends, enjoy the journey. Slán go fóill. Bye for now. If you enjoyed this story, please give us a thumbs up and comment. It truly helps us.